Hello and welcome to the Brighton World Radio Show on Brighton and Hove Community Radio. And you were just listening to Raining Planets, a band from Brighton. And that tune was called Replicants. And very good it is too. A very polished bit of music and a groovy video as well. And you can see the Raining Planets' first gig tomorrow night, for tonight is Wednesday the 6th of December and tomorrow is Thursday the 7th of December. And the Raining Planets are playing at the Richmond in Brighton, 33 Richmond Place. And that is 9 p.m. start. And there are going to be four bands. Well, two bands, the Raining Planets, another band called Alternate Function, who've been around for a while, although they're quite young. Then there is Will Ockmore, who's a guitar and singer-songwriter, electric guitar man with the drums. And then there is also Rob Abbott and the Songbox Band, although he will tell us exactly what they're called, because there was some debate before. But that is Rob Abbott and Philip McNamara, and their guitar and bass. And so it's going to be indie rock pop. All the way from 9 till about 11:30 or even later, but who knows. Anyway, so if you like the Raining Planets, well, you can always find out more. Just look online at the Richmond in Brighton and you will see more details and more links. And it is free entry. And there's all kinds of nice beers and there's even food. So come on down. It's really good. I could actually ask my first guest to say what it's like, but that would be unfair because he paid last week. But I am in the studio live with Caesar Jones. Hello, Caesar.
Hello.
Speak up. Oh,
Hello.
Don't speak up. I'll turn you up.
Yeah, turn me up.
I can do that. Right. So, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
No, thanks for coming.
Great to be here.
Thanks for coming down. You haven't had to come too far though.
No.
Tonight, because you are based in Brighton.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Can't you tell by the accent?
Exactly. That was what I was going to say. Yes. No, but you came from Brighton. Came to Brighton from up north, Manchester.
I did, Manchester.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But you've been here for a while.
20 years.
20 years.
I
Blimey.
think more. 21.
Blimey. Well, how has it been going?
Very well.
That's good.
I love it in Brighton.
Indeed.
I love the seaside.
But what has happened here is that you have brought out an album which has just been released, has it?
It has, yeah. November. Came out in November.
Well, there you go. That's not that long ago. And so how many songs is that?
There's 11 songs.
But you're going to play 3 of them for us now?
Yeah,
are they all...
two will be on the album. One of them isn't.
Okay. Is that because it's too new?
It's going to be on the second album.
The second album? So is this your first album? Then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Why don't you play a song first and then tell us more about the album and your musical journey? But great. So here we go. Caesar Jones solo with his guitar. And what are you going to do first?
This is called Wind Your Neck In.
Lovely. Take it away.
I threw the luckiest punch and it hit the cock of the school. Slap bang, he dropped to the ground like a fool. Oh, I felt 10 foot tall. All of my teachers were climbing the walls, but you don't seem to be bothered at all. I feel the trembles are coming my way in tidal waves. Feels like the bogeyman stepped on your grave. Oh, I'm all tied to the rock. Heavens above, can you cut me some slack? And who's the monkey you threw on my back, raving like a maniac? Wind your neck in if you may. I've waited all my life for this day. Oh, I'm all high as a kite, dancing around in my little bomb sight. but now the bed bugs are starting to bite. The chances were slim, God knows it's true, and I'll keep chasing rainbows. I don't know what else to do. Wind your neck in, if you may. I've waited all my life for this day.
Wind your neck in, which is a kind of catchphrase of a friend of mine, funnily enough.
It's popular, isn't it?
Yes.
I said it on Emmerdale the other day.
But wonderful though. Okay, that
I
is
watch Emmerdale.
that. And you watch Emmerdale?
It's kind of on in the flat.
Okay.
But I don't watch it.
Well, I listen to the Archers, I guess.
Oh, right.
'Cause I'm more of a
That's rocking.
radio person at the moment. Although I've watched many a television program. That was Caesar Jones live in the studio with Wind Your Neck In.
Mm-hmm.
And is that on your new album?
Yeah, it is. That one's on the album.
And what's the album called?
It's just self-titled. It's just Caesar Jones.
Caesar Jones, right.
Yeah.
And as we said, it's your first album. However, how did you learn to make music like that?
I don't know. Just self-taught, just pick up a guitar and keep hitting it until you
Really?
make a tune. And
Okay.
I think I was one of them people that I couldn't really learn other people's songs. I still really can't play other people's songs. People say, play a cover, and I don't know any. I just, as soon as I could get any kind of a note, I always tried to make a tune out of it and a song.
Uh-huh. Oh, what about the words? Because that's one of the things that I like about your music, as well as the tune. But the words as well, the tune and the words, because sometimes I don't even listen to the words, of people's songs, and it doesn't matter to me really. I can't hear them or I don't bother.
Yeah.
But with yours, actually, it's like 50-50.
Oh right, thank you. That's kind of it.
Yeah. Did you go to poetry school or something like that?
Oh no, absolutely not. No. Barely went to school.
Well,
but, we read a lot. My mum was a big reader, so although we didn't really do much at school, there's always Oscar Wilde books lying around the house. And then I used to listen to the Smiths and things like that, and all the kind of working class intellectuals, John Lennon. And
what about John Cooper Clarke?
John Cooper Clarke.
He's one of my favourites.
Exit the Dragon. Enter Johnny Clark.
I don't know that one. But I do love his poetry. Although your stuff seems to be more kind of romantic. He's more kind of, the sort of harsh, hard edge of reality with humour, caustic humour.
Yeah.
Whereas you have more of a sort of romantic.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there does seem to be that stream. They tend to be romantic words coming from characters on the precipice. Though. I think that seems to be the theme, particularly on this record.
Aha. Okay, on the precipice, on living on the edge.
Yeah,
is that something
on the dark precipice?
Precipice. Is that
about to tumble.
Do you feel yourself drawn to this particularly, or
I'm not saying anything.
is it in your imagination?
I do. They're always they're dark characters, but they're romantic characters.
Yes, indeed.
I think working class people are like that. Your life's hard as a working class person.
Well, indeed.
And they're romantic people as well.
Indeed.
And you get those. That's the combination of the two. That's the alchemy of of people like Lennon and Morrissey and all these characters.
Absolutely.
They sing about dark characters.
Was Morrissey actually working class? I didn't know that.
Well, people would argue, wouldn't they?
I don't really know.
I
don't know where he came from. I know that they went to the Salford Lads Club and made their album cover. But
I think that was just because the street that runs parallel with it is called Coronation Street. So I don't know if they were more trying to capture that street sign.
Right. I don't know. I mean, we in the north of Ireland, where I come from, we had, Van Morrison,
of course,
who was quite romantic when he started out, although it turned out to be sort of anyway.
He went Goddy, didn't he?
He went Goddy.
That one now, didn't he?
He went Goddy, and then he became very unpopular as a person with anyone who ever met him. So one shouldn't really say anything.
Yeah.
But But he did, he grew up on the mean streets, and but yet he was very romantic, and his imagery was very poetic.
Yeah.
About the lives of the people.
Yeah, of course.
So it's great. So, but okay. So, have you played your music for a long, long, long time?
Yeah, I did. I was playing from. You see, the thing is, I was playing in bands in Manchester in the kind of early 90s. So when everybody did,
yes,
you either stole cars or you played in a band. I did both.
Yes, really. Okay.
Or played football. That was it.
Yeah.
So
yes.
I chose the way of the guitar, and then I was knocking around in bands in the 90s, and then I think I just got a bit jaded with it, and I moved into acting, and I went on to do that for about 10 years.
Really?
But the thing is with acting is because you didn't know. I can tell by your face.
I didn't know you did acting.
I keep that one quiet.
I didn't look up on your bio on your.
It's not on the bio.
It's on the bio.
No one knows.
Well, now
you're going to ask what kind of films did I make?
And exclusive. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I should now. No, tell me, what kind of films did you make?
I was in a couple of films actually, foreign films though.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you get into that? That's you said that very casually.
Do you know what?
I went into acting. How did you do it?
It was not to be an actor as such. I was just trying to. I don't know. I was at a part in my life where I just wanted to get a proper job, maybe, and so I thought about maybe going into teaching or art therapy. And I thought, well, I can't really count, so I can't do maths. I don't really know where any countries are, so I can't do geography. So I thought, well, acting just looks like you're standing around waving your hands around, so I thought I could probably do that and get people to pretend to be trees and stuff. So I did that, and I spoke to the Arts Council, and he says, yeah, go for it, but just get a portfolio of jobs. So I did little parts, and each part got bigger and bigger. So eventually I got into the Fringe, and then all of a sudden I was at the Edinburgh Festival, and then you get an agent, and then all of a sudden, you get a little bit of work and stuff. So
You see, you say that, making it all sound very straightforward. And one thing led to another. But there's surely so many people who would love to be actors or actresses who never get anywhere. And yet, so was it a struggle, or did it just happen, or what?
Every step along the way, it was a long journey, but every step along the way was a natural step. There was no kind of big leap forward.
Right.
I mean, I had to quit because I couldn't really earn enough money from it.
Oh, right. But at least you did something.
I got to the stage where I was doing a bit of professional work and stuff.
Well, perhaps music then will be, as straightforward as well.
Well, it wasn't the first time around.
No, okay. Well, but that was the Madchester days, though.
It was, yeah. And the band I was in was more kind of American. It was more like the kind of bands that were dying out, like Nirvana and stuff. It wasn't like the kind of Britpop thing. So it was difficult to, get that across at the time. And independent labels were dying out then. They'd all sold out to the majors like Creation and all them. And so it was the time when the corporates really ruled until they collapsed with the internet. But it was difficult. So.
Was Creation the McGee?
That was the change. Yeah. I mean, I think when they sold out to Sony, didn't they? And they threw a load of money at like Oasis and other indie bands and stuff, and they got massive as a result of that publicity. With great songs, but they had that publicity wheel behind them and stuff. So.
How do you feel about the modern music world? I mean, because it must be quite different to when you begun.
Oh, because the thing is, when I first did it, it was the analog world, so there was no internet. So you just make your own posters, and you couldn't really make your own records.
When I started out, I did screen printing, and then we had photocopiers, but you had to cut and paste pictures,
you were saying that,
paste and stick them down, and then photocopy them to make
we did
the
same, to be honest, really. Because that was the cheap way as well.
It was.
There's more creativity then, because you couldn't put filters and Photoshop and all that. It all came from yourself, didn't it?
It's
more personal, I think.
Maybe, although it is quite exciting to be able to get the kind of effects.
Press
a button, and
you have too many effects sometimes, don't you?
Eventually, yes. I mean, people will be jaded, and they won't work, and possibly real humanity or feeling or beauty will shine through in the end. But we better talk less and play more.
Yeah.
But otherwise we'll be here
prattling on,
all
aren't we?
night. And we have got another live session, actually. So I'm trying to pack in 2 on this show.
We better get our skates.
So we better get some more music. Caesar Jones, live in the studio. What are you going to play now?
This is the most sort of streamed track from the album. It's called I Must.
Wonderful. Take it away.
Once upon a long ago, old wives warned in tales, morning birds sang for sorrowful kings, whose scornful queens had clipped their wings. I wonder what took that great king to fall, so heavy heart a morning bird would call. Was it exchanges of child's simple lines? Then he found the whole thing magnified. Oh, so many words that I cannot say, on the tip of my tongue, as I fall for you more each day. I must stay strong through this fever, for which there's no cure, and every day it kills me more and more. Oh, so many words that I cannot say, on the tip of my tongue, as I fall for you more each day. I must stay strong, so the frail and lost would raise a candle to the night. The brightest flame burns just half its life. Our fallen king that lit both sides. Oh, so many words that I have to say, with a slip of my tongue, the morning bird a song.
Beautiful. What was that one called again?
I Must.
I Must. And that is also on your...
That's on the album.
On the album,
Yeah.
indeed. Which is... Where can people find this album? Although I shouldn't say that now.
It's,
No, tell them after, because otherwise they'll be looking it up and not listening. You know, so...
Well,
we don't want that.
it's everywhere.
We will tell you after. So, I've thought of some questions now. So... One thing I was thinking is sort of. So, are you kind of like, you know, are you in this for the sort of, you know, the future? And what would you like to do with your music?
Do you know what, Donald? This is just. It was a project really to do this, and what it was is that I've written so many songs and stuff over the years and they're just scattered around on tapes and records and bits of paper, and I just wanted to just do something almost for myself, really, just to. Just gather it all up and just have something there for myself and just stick it on the internet and say, you know, that's me, that's what I did on planet Earth. And so when I got my kind of mojo back after acting, I wrote a bunch of songs and quite a real kind of creative period, and that's the first album. The second album will be 11 songs from 25 years ago.
Oh wow!
Kind of reinvented for the 21st century.
That's interesting. It's good. That's an unusual thing to have, I guess.
It's quite contrived, the whole sort of project, but I'm enjoying it.
Contrived? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, so you're not like a sort of what's the word? Focused performer. Because I'm like thinking of Passenger, for example, who went and busked outside the Theatre Royal for
it's too cold.
For 10 years.
Yeah, it's way too cold. It's cold in that Richmond. You need to sort that out.
I didn't realise.
I'm going on.
Oh dear. He busked for 10 years outside the Theatre Royal, and everyone just ignored him.
Yeah.
And then he went to Australia, and now he's, you know, one of the biggest things ever.
Yeah, he's good as well.
Well,
he's good.
But
I mean, I think it doesn't matter. I think good music comes through. It's like a leaky tap. That little drip will just find its way and cause a massive flood. It's just, I think good music, no matter whether it's the internet, no matter whether it's the 1960s and you're looking for, you know, Mr. Bigwig to come and find you, it finds its way, always.
There can be, presumably there's lots of different ways that things can happen now. Yeah, people can just find you on the net and like it, and then everyone likes it.
Yeah.
Or somebody will find you, and then they can. Would you be happy to have somebody come along and say, right, I can make you, you know, like a star, and we'll do this and this and this, or do you have to do it the way you see it?
It's different. The thing is now is that a record company can't really offer you anything. It's because they can't.
A producer could
possibly, but a lot of them they can't offer anything that you can't just do yourself. In terms of artwork, in terms of promotion, in terms of recording, they can. But the minute that someone takes you on, you lose. At the moment, everyone has complete artistic license for what they do, and if you do get signed to an umbrella of a big company, you would lose that, as you always did in the past.
I suppose what I'm asking is, would you give up your artistic freedom for success?
Absolutely.
Good man. I would too. By the way, any radio corporations out there.
I want to set the alarm and go to work every day.
No. But yeah, would you like to be heard? Would you like your music to be heard by, like, you know, millions and millions of people?
Yeah, of course you would.
Right, of course you would. Even if you had to compromise on the sound or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I was never that too precious about that, because I think the song is the song, and the song survives. It doesn't matter what you do to it. A good song is a good song. Like Yesterday or whatever, it's been done in so many different ways, and it's always a good song, whether it's a Motown version or whether it's a deathcore metal version.
That's an interesting.
Not that I've heard of deathcore metal version. Well, there's bound to be one out there. So.
That's an interesting and new perspective that I've not heard. Yes, that a good song will come through in whatever way.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you feel, confident about your ability to keep at it in time to be discovered?
It's not too fussed about. Like I say, it's a project. It's kind of like a 5-year project, really, just to do 2-3 albums and then get out of there.
Right. I mean, obviously, though, nowadays, as far as I know, certainly the biggest internet YouTube song, the one that's had the 4.5 billion views.
Yeah,
that's a guy who's started in the 90s.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
The Spanish. Well, he's not Spanish. He's Puerto Rican.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a Puerto Rican guy. And in fact, there's another one who's a bit younger. But the first guy, Luis Fonsi, was 90s. Yeah, you see. And in fact, another one who's from, he's got 2.5 billion. He's about the same, basically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So certainly in the Latin pop world.
Right. Okay. Maybe that's the market I should go down.
I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm just just talking. I'm thinking that maybe we should have another song. Yes, we're coming up to the 1:30 time.
We are, aren't we?
So another song, please. And
okay. This is an old one. It's like 25 years old.
Okay. Well, I like the way you introduced that as well. This is on the next album.
This will be on the next one.
A kind of time jump, time shift thing. Go.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, Emily, you shade away the burn like a big sunscreen. When I don't know what to do, I'm caught up in between. You're my light and savior, Emily. Oh, Emily, you take me to the places I have never been. Put a smile upon my face like you have never seen. When you talk your tongue of angel, Emily, well, you make me feel alive. 1 minute I'm sky high in the clouds, I'm crawling on my knees, I cry my eyes out more because I know you believe in me. I was beat up black and blue, never expecting you to fall in my arms. Oh, Emily, maybe there's a world we could find a dream. Or maybe I'll just be another memory, caught up in your crossfire, Emily, where you make me feel alive. 1 minute I'm sky high in the clouds, I'm crawling on my knees, I cry my eyes out more because I know that you believe in me. I was beat up black and blue, never expecting you to fall in my arms, oh Emily, oh Emily, oh Emily, oh Emily, you make me feel alive. There you go. Stands the test of time.
Indeed, fantastic. Beautiful song, actually. Emily, Caesar Jones. And Caesar Jones online, people can get the album, Spotify.
Yeah, I mean, I live at www.caesarjones.net.
CAESAR Jones.net.
Yeah.
Everything.
I lost the .com to a veterinary surgeon in, I think it was in Montana.
Well, that's a kind of that's a kind of cool
I'm
thing.
sure he's a nice guy. Go and visit him.
Yes, indeed. If you need any veterinary services in Montana, go to him. Well, thank you very much, Caesar Jones, and people can look out for where you're playing next as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Playing in London in January.
Playing in London in January. Look it up. Right, excellent. Where are you playing it?
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Yeah, it's just out of Brixton.
Excellent. Good place. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Caesar Jones. Now, while